about 5 minutes to bring you on. I don't understand.
Yeah.
How are you?
Maybe the distance.
It could be. I just noticed that you usually take about 5-7 minutes, and it shouldn't be. It should be just one click, and here we go. Anyway, good to see you, sis.
Good to see
Thank
you too.
you. It's good to have you. Please, guys, show our love. Oh, they're already showing love there.
Thank you, everyone.
So
Thank you.
Good
Thank
weeks.
you.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Thank you,
Wow.
thank you so much. We already have a lot of people there. We have Abuja people there. Am I echo? Did I echo from your end?
No. You're good.
Do you have 2 devices on? I
No.
can hear my voice from your hand. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, it sounds better now.
Okay.
Yeah, so we already have our people there. We have the Abujas there. Please, if you're joining us for the first time, yes, please just say hello so that we can acknowledge your presence there. We've been talking about domestic violence. This is actually the 4th week. Oh my goodness. Where is the time? How time flies, isn't it? We're in the 4th week, isn't it? Yes. How time flies. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Lady T, Sister Tinu. Thank you all. Thank you all. I see a couple of people there. Thank you so much. Yes. Should we wait 2 minutes or we just dive in?
I think we should dive in because the time is yeah.
Okay, yeah, because of our time. All right. So if you're joining us for the first time, my name is Abisola Oshoteku. I welcome you to Every Little Thing That Makes a Difference. Every Saturday, we come here at 7:30 just to discuss issues of life and, lifestyle generally, where we all can contribute. You don't want to be a one-way communication. We also want to hear from you. And how can you do that? We actually encourage people to come on camera. And if you don't want to come on camera, please do put your comments there. We love to read your comments. We are both learning together. But this topic we started 3 weeks ago is actually about domestic violence. And we've looked at so many ways, so many areas of domestic violence. So tonight, again, I have my wonderful sister here, all the way from Canada. She's an expertise on this topic we're talking about. So it's not just one random person, no. She knows what she's talking about. And if you've been following us over 3 weeks, you will get what I'm talking about. And my people are already here. So thank you once again for joining us. Please, sis, just could you please introduce yourself? We're going to start again. To be honest, I think this part is even more difficult for you than the topic itself. She doesn't like blowing a trumpet, but there is a need for you to blow that trumpet. It's good for people to know the value of what they are getting. Please, sis, introduce yourself once more.
Thank you, Sister Abby. My name is Nikky Bonariwa. My maiden name is Amori, so that's what you see on Facebook, Nikky Amori. Most of my friends call me Nikky for short, so that's my pet name. So you can notice in my voice, I had this cold since Thursday, so that's why my voice is like this, and I'm getting over it. Yeah. So my background is in social work. I've been practicing in the field of social work for over 15 years. I started off in Europe, Ireland, and then moved on to Canada. And in Canada, I've been working in that field since 2012. 10 years now, yeah?
Wow, that's true.
Yes,
wow.
Yes. And it's in Canada that I
already 10 years in Canada. Wow.
Yes, time flies, eh? Yeah, so it's in Canada that I became really aware of what is called domestic violence through work, and I've learned a lot. Thanks be to God who gave me opportunity through work to learn a lot. So in my place of work then, because I've moved to a new position now, I did work as an assessor in child protection, and I specialize mostly in cases of domestic violence. I represented my organization then in court, so meeting with Crown Prosecutor, police, victim services, probation officers. We all sit together and then we make decisions about cases of domestic violence. By the grace of God, also I've been privileged to teach this topic in the university for social work students here. Prior to COVID, and also in conference of the police, I have spoken on behalf of child protection. So currently now, I am working in mental health. I'm a mental health therapist. In Canada, we call it therapist. In Europe, I think you call it counselor. So I'm a mental health therapist, and I'm beginning to see things from another perspective. So it's just so interesting to be able to share with you. This is a topic that I am very passionate about through the experience that I've had for my own personal life and from work experience. So I want to be able to bless generations that are coming after, so that everybody can live a peaceful life. So yeah, that's a brief introduction.
Wow. I just love that part. I love to bless, you know, the next generation. We, you know, at some point, I think when you hit age of 40 something, you should start thinking of giving out. We can't keep it all to ourselves anymore.
No.
If you're privileged, some people are so good, age of as early as it is, it could be 20 something, they're already out there, sharing their knowledge. And you have been doing that for years that I've known you. You might not come on camera, but you are one of the people. To be honest, she is actually, will I say, my second teacher who taught me how to read Bible. So she will break it down. So she has always been a blessing. And sis, I'm talking about close to almost 18 years now, you know that. So it's been a journey. It's been a journey. So good to have you back. So tonight, as you all have heard that, tonight we're going to be talking about breaking, I love that word, breaking the generational cycle of domestic violence, breaking the generational cycle of domestic violence. That is so deep, sis. Yes. That is so deep. And I'm really looking forward to learn at your feet, also to ask some questions as well. Because when we say generational, it means this is not just now.
Yeah.
Even to many generations to come. And that is why a program like this is so important, so that we don't just, I love the way we are recording. We pray we will live long. You don't know who can tap into what we are doing today. So please, over to you, sis.
Yeah, thank you. So I just want to echo what you've just said. So the topic today is breaking that cycle of domestic violence in generations. Like I said last week, I talked about the impact on the children. And one of the key things I said in last week is that most of the kids learn that violence is the way to respond to conflict. When a child has been exposed to domestic violence over and over, they believe that, oh, if anybody is angry or if they are angry at somebody, the next thing is to fight. So, and also those that do not believe in being physical, they may grow up to believe that they should accept violence because maybe their mom or their dad never did anything about it, so they would assume that is normal, and then that generation continues. So it's like a recycling whereby things are just continuing.
I would say battle.
So Yes, yes. So what I want to talk about today is going to touch every area. And I'm going to just start off with parenting. You know, how we parent really matters. I was speaking with a knowledgeable person, and he did ask me that when you guys are talking about domestic violence, have you not thought about it that it's the children actually grow up with their mom or their grandparent? And that's where the character is usually from. Yes, according to psychology, the personality of the child is mostly formed between the age of 0 and 5. And they said, yes, I agree with you. However, I want us to see that it is possible that, yeah, the child stays with mom, it stays with grandparent, but we don't want it to be like that all the time. We want dad to be involved, because everybody in the family brings some special skills that makes the family to be complete. And that's one of the things I am saying, that it's not just the job of a woman to raise the child. Everyone should come together to raise the child. There's this added in Africa that it takes the community to raise the child. So I want to say that let daddies, let mommies, let uncles, let us all come together to raise the children. Don't leave it alone to women alone, because, you know, weakness and all the rest, you know, and women are doing great job, daddies are doing great job. However, I want us to come together to do the raising of the kids together. And one of the things that is very important in parenting, and I think we all need to pay attention to this, is, are you raising an entitled child?
An entitled child.
Yes, unconsciously, people do raise children to become entitled. I'll give you an example. Siblings, they are fighting over something, and then you just get there as the parent, maybe dad, and just say, look, give it to your sister now. And you do that repeatedly, over and over. So what happens is that one that you are giving into all of the time become entitled, become arrogant. Okay, and it's unconscious. You are doing it not knowing. And then the other one that you are taking, that you are saying giving, is angry, but is just putting it inside. So unconsciously, we are building kids, if we are not paying attention to the parenting styles, that they are becoming entitled. Okay. Also, when you give children preferential treatment, you treat one better than the other, unconsciously they're beginning to feel that I am better. I deserve this, the other person does not deserve this. Or maybe there is a child that is very stubborn, strong-willed, and there is an easygoing child in the house. So you keep, you know, ignoring the strong-willed child and overworking the easygoing one. You are preparing the strong will to go into the world, to be like that, to use other people, and just live life like that. So we got to be careful to balance our parenting and help our children to mature and be the best that they can be. So that's number one. So what you are doing, what is very important is what you are doing now, daddies and mommies, is telling a lot to your kids. You don't, you know, children don't learn by you sitting them down and say, okay, this is how we do this. No, they learn by watching you. So if you are, if you are treating your husband shabbily, your children will learn to treat their husband in a bad way. If you are treating your wife in a very derogatory way, you will see your child. Women will not matter to them. Okay, so we need, so one of the questions I want us to take home today is that As you are parenting, as you are relating to your husband, to your wife, I want you to ask yourself, would I like that somebody do this to me? Will I take it if somebody did this to me? Would I like that my child's wife treat him like this? Because, you know, yeah, those are some important questions, because the way you are treating daddy, they also will think that is the normal way. So the home is where the children learn. Also, one of the things I want to say here is, I know way back when I was in Africa, people would say when somebody you get in a fight at school and you go back home, they will tell you that, oh, go back and fight. No, physical fighting is not the response to conflict. There are very good ways by which you can deal with conflict without engaging in physical fight. So we want to start teaching our children that when somebody offends you, because it's normal in this world, you'll be offended. Somebody will say things to you, but how do you stand up for yourself without engaging in physical fight? So that's one of the things we need to teach our children. So I want to go quickly because I see the time is going and I have a lot on my plate today. I want to go to the offender. I want to say that it's important that the offender, you know, one of the things we talked about before is ignorance. I was talking to somebody during the last week, and this person too had been controlling and was saying that I didn't know. Ignorance. So, and then this person said, well, this is how I saw my mommy did it and my dad did it, so I'm doing it the same. So there is a lot of ignorance, and that is the reason why we are doing this. To you know, because knowledge is power. We want you to know that anything you are doing to your spouse that you will not tolerate, don't do it.
Exactly.
So if you are controlling, would you love for your husband to control you too? And if you are the wife that is, if it is the husband, would you like your wife to control you? The thing that you are doing to your partner, would you accept it being done to you? That's just a simple way by which you can start beginning to make those changes. You know, when there is love, there is no fear. The perfect love casts away fear. When you give up control, you will see a real joy. You see that person come out live, be the best, and you too, you will be happy. One of the things I tell people, excuse me, one of the things I tell people who are controlling, I'll say that, you know, when you are controlling to your spouse, that means you do not trust your spouse. That means it's a reflection on you that you made a bad choice. But if you chose an intelligent person, you married an intelligent person, then you can sit down, collaborate, and make decisions.
That's right.
Yes. But if you married a foolish person, then that is when you take all the decisions away. So, and I don't know where people got it from. Even God himself, he said, let us make man.
In our own image.
Let us. Yes, so the Trinity came together to do the work. Yeah, so, that. You know, as a family, and he gave us that example. As a family, you have to come together and, you know, do things together. So, husband, you cannot look down on your wife. You pick somebody that is wise. The more you leave her out of decision making, the more dumb that she will be. I'm sorry to say.
Wow.
Yeah, because she's going to be losing that the skills to make informed decisions. She begins to self-doubt. Or if it is the husband, I see women that they are the one running the show in the home and their husband don't have any say. Also, did you pick the man you married, did you, or the man you are, not only people who are married are here, but the man you are with, is he a dollar? Is he, you know? So you got to show respect to one another. Let the good person in you come out. I like to say that to people.
Yeah, I love the question here. I'm sorry to cut you short. Don't look at the number. I don't know what is going on with Facebook, because I can see that people are on there, but somehow it went black and blank, and people are coming back. But I don't usually look at the number because I don't want it to be thinking. People are there, and I have a question there. Funny enough, Facebook is telling us we don't have people, but we have questions flying up.
Okay.
I have a question here, and I like it. It said, tough love is what was taught when young. Do we pass this on to our children, or would you call that abuse? Did you get the question?
Yeah, tough love is what was given to us. Yeah, and I don't know, you know, different family, different strategies of parenting, okay? And I don't know what tough love could mean anything. But if I can guess what the person is saying, maybe physical, beating the child is tough love. That is not tough love. Tough love is when you see the other party, your friend, your loved one going the wrong way, you drag them. And that's what I gave example of somebody that the snake beat. And you help cut that. You know, so beating your child. So if that is the example, the question, it's not the right approach. We have to move away from beating our children.
That's right.
There are good ways. I was ignorant of this too in the past. And funny enough, my parents don't. I can remember it was once for each one of them that they beat me in growing up. One time each. But when I was raising my kid, I remember there was a day I was going to beat my oldest child, and my sister, you were there. How can't you use your words? And that, you know, woke me up, and then I changed my strategy. So it is not, you know, when you use physical discipline, you are teaching the child that is the way to deal with issues. But there are other ways, and because you are giving them skills. So you can take away their TV time. You can take away their phone time. There are things that are important to them. Withdraw it. It's not forever. So you withdraw it for a period of time, and you tell them that when you do this, I'll give it back to you.
That's
so
right.
There are things like that. So these are what we call parenting skills. Because in this, if you are in the Western world, if you are using physical discipline, I tell you, my sister or my brother, you're going to get in trouble.
That's right.
With law. It is not acceptable. And also, I heard that even in Africa, they are moving away from that style of discipline.
They are.
Then, when we were going to school, they used to beat us in school if you are late. But they said they don't do that anymore in the schools now. So that is showing that there's some development. But does it mean that you don't discipline your child? No, we're not saying you shouldn't. You need to discipline your child. There is something called time out. There is withdrawal of privileges, you know. And I ask you this question: if you are using physical discipline now, when they are taller than you, so are you still going to be whacking them? My kids, most of them are like same height or higher than me. So am I going to be jumping to beat them?
Exactly.
So but there are other ways. So example is you take away the privilege, and then you communicate with them. It's very important. You say, you know what? The reason why I am taking away your phone is because you have not done your homework. And I will give you your phone when you finish your homework. Or I will, you know, you ahead of time. You know, parenting is intentional, but this session is not about parenting. So I'm not going to say,
thank you for bringing that out.
Come talk about that.
Yes, that would be awesome. The door is always open here. I would love to hear from you all anytime. You
Okay.
know, and I love somebody. Hey, Sister Ola is here. Sister
Hi,
Ola is
Stella.
here. So good to see you, sis. So good to see you. It's been a while. We miss you. Hey, Sister Emily is here all the way from Dublin. We have
Wow.
Manchester people. We have all people here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Oyin, for joining us. Thank you, Lady T. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We cannot see the number for whatever reason, but when you press that button, I can see you, which is good. I would love to acknowledge your presence there. And somebody said in this comment that we need to unlearn and to learn a new thing, you know, and that is what we are doing today, breaking a generational cycle of domestic violence. That is what we're doing today. So, sis, I just want to say, because I hope I'm not tampering, or should I just let you go with your notes because of our time?
I don't know. I still have a few things I want to talk about.
Yeah,
So,
go ahead,
yeah.
please. Yeah.
So last week, I talked about the impact on the kids, and I said I'm going to give you hope today. So there is something in psychology that we call neuroplasticity of the brain. Even though exposure to domestic violence is trauma, and it reorganizes the child's brain.
That's
But
right.
we have found through research and through my work, the work I have done, I have seen children heal. Okay? So how can they heal? So I don't want you to feel that, oh, there is no more hope, that this has happened to you and the children cannot be healed. No, they can be healed. And what are the things that can heal them? The first thing is that the children see you condemning the bad behavior. Okay? Condemning the bad behavior, because sometimes children may say, okay, how come mommy gets away with fighting? How come daddy gets away when he does this thing? And they don't see any answers. So when you start saying no, it is not right. When the children begin to see that there is consequence for bad behavior, they know that it is not right.
That's right.
You know, when they are doing, maybe they are doing road work, and they said, do not pass through this place, and you choose to pass through it. Many people may be passing through it. The day somebody gets a ticket, it serves as a deterrent for other people to take that route. So also in families, if somebody is doing something evil and everybody is just ignoring and pretending, somebody and the children are beginning to learn that is okay. There is something called nature nurture. I'm not going to go there now. Nature nurture in psychology. The environment where you develop matters in life. So first thing, condemn that bad behavior. Let there be repercussion, and we get into that later. When the children see that there is a change after the consequence, it helps them. They see that, oh, mommy has changed. They begin to say, yes, this is the right way to live. When they see daddy changes behavior, daddy is no longer getting angry at everybody. Now they begin to see that, yes, life can be better. Also, when you expose them to positive people, good homes where there is peace, it helps children to learn. And they can be even better when they get married, when they are with their own spouse. So that's it. And also counseling. Sending children to counseling. I see a lot of kids now through counseling that were exposed to domestic violence in the past. Now it's showing up in their life. They cannot manage. Some, I know one cannot go to school because she's always worrying that before she comes back, maybe the stepdad would have killed the mom. So she confided, and she's not going to school because of that. She pretend and she says she's sick or something like that. So, you know, if there is a change in the adult, the children will begin to change. Now, let me quickly go to the victims. So and victims. So I'm going to divide it into emotional and physical, because I know we had a question around that before. If you are exposed to emotional or verbal abuse, okay, what you need to do is you need to start being assertive. Stop being passive. When you are passive is you don't talk, you just keep quiet. I remember when I was training as a counselor, and then my supervisor was telling me about a couple that he was seeing, and then the couple would come, and then the man was putting down the lady's family, will call them bad names, and the lady would just sit there like this and would not say anything. And the counselor didn't do anything. Then one day the lady said, don't you see the way he's talking to my family? And the counselor said, oh, I thought you are okay with it.
Whoa, whoa.
Now speak up. Then the lady started to speak up. So what am I saying? You need to speak up. You need to speak up that you do not, what you don't like, speak up. However, I know there are some people, they don't hear easily. So that's where you engage other people. Speak to people who can help you. Talk to your spouse. Okay? Yes. So maybe, usually I wouldn't say family members, because most time family members can be biased.
Biased, that's right.
So, but you know whether your family members are not biased, so you can decide. So you go talk to somebody, you can talk to maybe a pastor or something, you talk to them, and or your imam or a respectable person in the community, and then talk about those issues. You need to address it. Speak up. Some people don't like to deal with issues. They rather sweep it under the carpet. And when you keep sweeping things under the carpet, I tell you, it will look like things are okay now, but it's going to come back to haunt you. You're going to trip on the things you are piling under the carpet. So you got to speak up. You got to balance truth with mercy and truth. Some people say, oh, I'm kind, I don't want to hurt him. No. Love is about balance. There is a place for you to be merciful, and there is a place for you to be truthful. Even in the book of Psalm 85 verse 10 talks about truth and mercy, they met together. You cannot be merciful and not be truthful. You cannot also tell the truth alone and not show mercy. You got to combine the two. They are like a sandwich. You're going to be able to combine the two. And then, so talk to people that can help you. Don't keep quiet. That is what I'm saying to you. If it is verbal, do not keep quiet. Get help before it graduates. I told you before, most emotional abuse starts slow and it keeps going, because control, emotional abuse is, control, power intoxicates like wine. And unconsciously, people begin to lose their goodness and become aggressive. So you want to help your marriage now before things get really worse. Now, let me talk about physical. If it is physical abuse, that's a different ball game.
It is.
You cannot keep quiet, my friend. Either man, either male or female, you need to speak up. You need to get away from that shame. Because one of the biggest things that keep people saying stated in domestic violence is shame.
Yes.
Okay? And it's so interesting. I think,
Sorry, I just want to tip in. Sorry to cut it. There is nothing to be. The abuser should be the one to be shameful, to be ashamed, not you, a victim, not you. I'm so sorry. That just hits me.
True. That's true. Yeah. It's so
Thank you,
interesting.
Mr. Shola, for joining us. Thank you, Sister Yetunde, for joining us. We appreciate you. It's been a while, Sister Yetunde. Thank you so much. Oh, so sorry, sis. I just have to, when you say that it's painful when you're a victim, you are the one like, oh, I just want to pretend things is going on. No, let's speak up. Please go ahead,
Yes,
sis.
I agree with you. It's so interesting that the person that should be ashamed is the one going around, and the person that should speak up is the one ashamed. And that is where what I talked about last week about the trauma bonding, the brain of the victim is messed up. So you got to speak up. Stop being ashamed. You are not created to suffer.
That's right.
Okay? You are in marriage. Yeah, people say, but it's for better, for worse. Yes, I know. But for better, for worse, it's not about something somebody is choosing to cause pain on you. If somebody is inflicting pain on you, that is not right. If somebody is sick, I get it. You endure with them. If there is financial problem, I get it. You endure with them. But when somebody you should be doing life with, you should be enjoying life with, is choosing to beat you, and you are keeping quiet, that is not right. I'll give you an example. I was speaking to an elderly lady recently. She's been married for about 30 years. And she said that the first day they live here in Canada, she said the first day her husband was aggressive with her and pushed her. She said she went straight for the phone and just called 911. And the police came. And she told them that, you don't worry, we handle it. He did not beat me, but he pushed me, and but it stopped. And then they warned him and they left. She said that was what helped, because the man is hot-tempered.
Early intervention.
Yes, hot-tempered. Thank you for that word. You need to get that intervention early enough. Yes. Don't hide. There is a scripture that says, Proverbs 19:19. It says a hot-tempered person must pay for their penalty. If you rescue him, you will rescue him again. An angry person, if you rescue an angry person,
I love
you
that.
will rescue them again and again and again. But when you let them get the consequence of their behavior, they will begin to learn. And that is where love comes in. That is the one I know as tough love. Where you are doing it for a change.
That's right.
Okay? Not for punishment, but for a change. Yes. Okay? So you give up your shame, talk, get help, call the police if you need to. And I want to explain today that there's a lot of help, especially for people in the Western world. I don't know what is there in Africa, but I hear that Africa, people are beginning to try. NGOs
in Nigeria, there is
a
lot of things going on too now.
Yes. So give up the shame. And I'm going to explain some process to you so as to help you to make your decision. Nobody can tell you to leave a domestic violence relationship. Nobody. Nobody. I have been watching a lot of things online now. They say, leave. Nobody can tell you. You are the only one that can tell yourself. And that's why I told you the cycle, last week. It is a cycle. There is honeymoon phase. She's nice and nice and nice. And then the escalation state, then that is when you are walking on eggshells. You know something is wrong, but you can't put a finger on it. And then the incident. When you are beginning to feel uncomfortable, early intervention. Don't wait for the incident. And if you miss the red flag of the eggshell and the incident happened, call for help, call the police. What the police usually do, I like to explain to people. The process here in Canada, and I know it's similar to what is there in Europe, is that they remove the abusive person out of the home. So whether it's a man or a female, because people get things mixed up. They've taken women before.
Yes.
Yeah. So if it is a woman that is beating her husband up, call the police. Don't be ashamed and say, oh, they will laugh at me. No. You are
save
helping
your life.
your home. You are helping your children. You are even helping the abuser.
Yes. Yes.
Okay? So get the police, and when the police, I'll now explain the process which we do. So when this is...
Oh my goodness, guys. I don't know what happened. Woo. It just went off. We don't know what happened. Yes, I'm actually on now. I'm so sorry. That means it's going to be 2 video. We named this... Yeah, we just continue. Yes. I'm so sorry. Come on, guys. Come back. Come back, guys. Oh, let's do this again. Come back, guys. Come back. Facebook, what did you do to us? Oh my goodness, that was deep. That was deep. We have a disconnection there. So hopefully my guests will join us quickly. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. Oh, yes, sis. I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I thought, I don't know too.
Yeah, the phone just went off, like, it just showed Facebook, whatever. Anyway. Oh, I'm so sorry, everyone. So sorry. And your nanny list there. I know you're on fire. Let's carry on. I'm so sorry.
Okay. So I was talking about the no contact order. So when they put the no contact order in place, the goal is for the abuser to get the help that they need. The reason why they separate you is if you are together, you're going to be angry at each other and things will escalate. So the abuser can be angry at the victim that, why did you call the police? Or the victim is, anything can go wrong. So they put that there so that at that time, you both go and find ways to get better. Okay? So the way the system works is they'll provide some help to the abuser. In terms of counseling, they give them skills to regulate themselves. Okay? Because an abuser does not know how to regulate themselves. When they are angry, they just they just put it out there. But they need skills to regulate and calm down. And then for the victim, they want to give you need to help yourself. Go for counseling to get better, to know how to be assertive. There are different communication styles. There is passive, aggressive, and assertive. Assertive is in the middle and is the healthy way. And you can learn boundaries. And that's part of the things we're going to be teaching in the group that we're going to be starting soon. And also for the victim, there is support for you. There is the women's shelter, and for men, there is, like in where I live in Canada, for men, they will lodge you in somewhere with the kids where you can stay, pending the time you can get to a place that is restful. So in here, like in Canada here, we have the women's shelter where they can keep the kids and
I think we have that here as well.
The victim. Also, they provide emergency funds. Emergency funds for you. If you need to quickly rent a place, they will help you. They will provide the money. They will, not everything, but something to just get you started. Okay? And also, there is police assessment. They do assessment for you. And I want to say this is not to scare people, but I am obligated to tell you the truth. In some extreme cases, through assessment, we have had to relocate victims. I'll say it again. We've had to relocate victims to a different place because research shows that sometimes living an abusive relationship can jeopardize the life of the victim. Okay? Because there are some high risk offenders that they will say they will come back at the victim. Okay, so so that is why you need to involve the system, because we know how to do the assessment. The police know how to do those assessments, and there's a way they support people. So I just felt like I need to let people know all of this information so that you can make informed decisions. Okay. About what you need to do. Also, there is something called emergency protection order. And I know it's all over in all the Western world, whereby they will put like an order to protect you 24/7 so that you can be kept safe. So those are very important reasons why you need to get the police involved. You don't want to do this on your own, and so that you can keep safe. And then for the bystander, I'm going to wrap up with the bystander. The bystander is you and I. The pastors, the imams, the friends, the family, in-laws, and everybody. I want to say to you, let us all stand up against evil. Let us all stand against physical abuse. Let us all condemn it. If you some bystander will say, maybe you too, you should talk better. Maybe use a nicer tone. Maybe you do this. Maybe dress better. Maybe no, that is not what the abuser needs. Abuser needs that mercy and truth. As you tell them what they are doing is wrong, and as you show them what is wrong, also support them in changing. That's okay? Right. You know, support them in making a positive change. Don't enable them. Don't continue to help them to say, oh, it's our fault, or it is his fault. Let them take responsibility. And in taking responsibility, let us support them in making the change. And that is the way by which we can break that generational cycle of domestic violence. As a way forward, one of the things we are looking to do come June, the first Saturday in June, at 6 p.m. UK time, Nigerian time, we're going to do a group on Zoom. You don't need to show your face. We don't need to see your face. And it's going to be a forum whereby I will be providing more information for victims to support you and to help you make good decisions, make you to be able to put appropriate boundaries. We deal with both emotional and physical abuse. It's not just going to be one time. So we will put the invite on Facebook and various platforms
everywhere.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So that's it for now. If you have any other question, then I will take those. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. Somebody said this topic is insightful. Someone somewhere needs to hear this. Don't, my phone is so shiny, I can't see that. Let me see from another device, please. Thank you. Yes, this topic is so insightful. Someone somewhere needs to hear this. Don't live in an abusive relationship, which is it. That's it.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I see some comment, but because I just really want you, seek for help. Help is there waiting. You know, where said Nikki, people need to be aware of the help out there, which you have actually do a
Yeah.
good job on that. And since we started this topic, we have been putting all the help, both in Canada and here. Somebody will say, oh, in Nigeria, yes, there is help
Yeah.
now. The private body in Nigeria that actually, you know, speaking up for not just for women, also men. Because
Yeah.
it's so easy to say, oh, women need it. Of course, we see based on the research and all that, that women are more, you know, on the receiving end most of the time, but
Yeah.
men too are going through it. As I mentioned to us some weeks ago, it was actually men who requested for this topic over a year ago. And I said to them, I want to do it and do it well. And I give God glory that we actually did it well. And we are going, there's an extension of it. So what happened to Ochinachi was just a coincidence. This, we've been planning to do this over a year, you know. So the WhatsApp, the Zoom is there. The Zoom is there so that we can come. It will be more private. Facebook is open to everyone. But when you come to the Zoom, which we're going to be putting the information out, when you come in there, then we know you mean business. So you are free to express your feeling. You don't need to use your name. If you use your name, that is awesome because it's going to be private. So whatever you discuss in that Zoom stays in there. That
Yeah.
we will assure you. Whatever that is being discussed is not about, oh, she's my friend, she's my in-law, she's my this. No. Whatever happened in that group stays in that group. And everything will be dealing with confidential in a confidential way. So we can assure you that you're going to receive, you know, this is my sister, this is what she does for a living. You're going to have receive a quality support, you know. We just want to
Yeah.
say, and some might just want to talk.
Yes, and that's the reason,
Yes.
because people don't understand the
Yeah.
victim. People, and that's an opportunity for you to talk about what you are going through. It's
Yeah.
an opportunity for you to ask questions, and it's an opportunity for you to learn. So I would encourage you, don't put your name if you are not comfortable. There's a
Yeah.
way you can change your name on the
Yeah.
Zoom. You
Yeah.
can just put Zoom user or something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
and that would be okay. And so that you can free to talk, to ask questions,
Yeah.
and then we will take it from there. So it's just to help you
Yes.
to stay alive, because we don't
Yeah.
want anybody to die
No.
in their relationship.
Yeah.
And also we want every relationship to thrive. I love marriage. I love marriage. God that created marriage had a good intention, and we want those good intentions to come back into homes and to heal homes, and so that husband and wife can enjoy each other, and children can grow in a peaceful home, so that they can build a better home. So that's the goal. Yeah. And bystanders, one other thing, you too, if you see a victim living a domestic violence relationship, I have seen in a place where they contributed money. They are not like NGO, but it's just group of friends. They helped this person, gave the money. They gave money for that period for the victim and the child to be stable. So help, that that is one way by which you can help other people. And word of encouragement. And in the group, we will teach you about safety planning. I can't do all of that on Facebook today. Yeah.
And also, somebody asked there, you may have to share insight on signs of abuse. I think we touched that on at some point. We actually touched on that. That the signs of abuse, I think with shoveling and all that, I think I still remember that.
I think that's in the second
in the second video we actually touched on that. That actually covers a lot, the things that you'll be seeing, the way they talk to you and all sorts of that video. The second part was actually fully packed. So to be honest, I think we've covered what we think we can, the level we can take it to on public, I would say. Now we bring it to the private, which is going to be on Zoom. It's not private. The reason we call it private is because in that place, on Facebook, your name is everywhere. Your picture is everywhere. But on Zoom, is only people like Sister Nikky that has, the access to your information. So it's more, in a more, how will I say, in a more safe place. I would say.
Actually, even with Zoom, I may not see your information. So
exactly, that's true.
Yeah, I may not see your information because I belong. Yeah, I do belong to a group whereby sometimes when we meet, some people don't show their names and they just come in as Zoom user, and I don't know who he is, and we just get talking through that. So you can do that.
I think we're going to round up now. Thank you so much, sis. I just want to say, I don't know why this question is coming, kept coming. What if people just, oh my goodness, why did I escape me? And I've been holding it within me. That's why I always love to. Yes, people who could lie. You said that you guys investigate due to your work, that to know what is going on. What if all these support we put it out there, somebody could be somewhere and think, whoa, so I can access this and lie upon their spouse? Can that be possible? Can you detect if someone is lying?
Yes. So that is part of my our job. So we call those malicious report. Okay. So when it is a malicious report, we have a way by which we know, and that is what we are trained to be able to know through our assessment. I can't go into details of how we know, but and to let you know, it's not all the calls that we go out on. If we do, it's going to be crazy. So we make assessments, we look at the information and look at some things which I cannot go into details off here. So if it is just a malicious report, there's a way we know. And even if we go out, there's a way we do the assessment that sometimes at the end of the day we say, this is the word we use, unsubstantiated. That we cannot substantiate the report that was made. So and that doesn't mean it didn't happen. It's just that we don't have enough evidence to say at this point it happened. And then if it will be on the file, if there's another report, then we know we have an history and helps us to dig in a different direction.
I love that. Thank you so much. So guys, thank you everyone. We really appreciate you. Yes, it's week 4. This is where we're going to say goodbye on domestic violence. At some point, we might visit it. But if you really want to know deeper, watch so many videos, more practical. I tell you, and also, you are not attending because you're in a domestic violence or in an abusive relationship. No. Sometimes it's good to have this awareness. Sometimes, thank you, Sister Chi. Sorry, I cited you earlier. Sorry, I just want to cut my guest, you know. So sometimes all this knowledge you are getting it, it could be for anyone you know, a colleague could be talking to you, a friend could be talking to you and say, no, these are the sign of this. No, something is going on in this family. So if you're joining us, which I really hope that every one of you can actually come into that Zoom, let's rub minds together. Let's rub minds together. You don't know who that could help and who could have been blessed. And if you just want to chat, that is also there for you. That is why we put the email there. Send an email, we'll give you a time, then just chat and we talk with you. So guys, I leave it here today. Sis, I want to say next week, I'm on in-law duty next week. We're not going to be on. Yes, they say your guest did a justice to the topic. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you so much. Everybody, you know, for saying she's so passionate about topics. I say, yes, she is passionate. So next week, I'm on in-law duty. I'm not coming on camera next week. I'm not going to be on. There's no way I could do that. It's going to be too much. And I don't want to promise that I will be here next week and I will not be here. I'm going to miss you guys and we'll meet the following Saturday. So, in saying that, we're starting this group June 1st. I'm still going to put the notice there. Do not forget. Tell somebody to tell somebody, please. Thank you. Have a wonderful, and please do not forget to share on your status or